All right. So this is Gentle Yoga for All Bodies with Prosperous Yoga. That's me. I'm Tara. Hi. If we haven't met before, it's nice to meet you. And we are going to get started on our backs, laying down today. So you can lay down on the mat. You can put a blanket down on the floor and just lay flat on the floor. I do recommend you be on a hard surface as opposed to, I'm going to get my little table out of the way here. Sorry about that. I was teaching music lessons earlier. All right. Here we go. So come to lay down on your back, kind of like Shavasana. Let the legs splay out. Let the arms splay out. And really feel your weight going into the ground and really feel the ground supporting you and holding you. Notice the body, and we can best notice the body when we pay attention to what it's touching, how it's connecting with the ground below us. Let's take a nice little scan from head to toe. Is there any tension in the face? How are the neck and shoulders feeling today? Are you holding on or sucking in your belly? See if you can relax. Scan through the bottom half of the body, the hips, the glutes, legs, feet. Shake out anything that might be tense. It feels good to do a little wiggle. And then find some nice stillness. Start to change your attention over to the breath. We're lying on the ground today. So see if as we lay here and you inhale through the nose, see if you can deepen the breath and maybe feel the belly expand up away from the ground. Maybe your rib cage starts to press into the ground from your filling up. So nice and big. And on the exhale, we're going to do the direct opposite. Really start to draw the belly button towards the spine. See if you can push any stale air out that might be hanging out in those lungs. Maybe it feels good to place the palms on the belly so that you can actually feel the stomach rising and falling with each deep, relaxing, nourishing inhale and exhale. Good. Deep inhale through the nose. Sigh out the mouth. Any sort of sound that feels good for you today. Closing the eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. We're going to practice some breath work, Samavriti, or equal part breathing. If you've been with us before, we do this one fairly often. We're going to bring it back today. If you haven't done it before, I'll walk you through. We're going to use a 4 count. We're going to inhale through our nose for a 4 count. Then we're going to hold the breath, hold the air, circulate it through the inside of the body for 4 counts. Exhale, pressing the belly button to the spine for 4 counts. And then we're going to hold out the exhale. If holding out your exhale makes you feel uncomfortable, you're welcome to skip it. But I am going to be including it in the guide as I guide you through the first 3 Samavriti pranayama or equal part breathing breath practice. Okay? We'll start here. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Belly button to spine. 3, 4. Hold the exhale. 2, 3, 4. Continue. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale through the nose. Hold the breath for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold the exhale. 2, 3, 4. Continue. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Do 3 on your own with your own count in your own time. Samavriti is a great breath practice to help calm the nervous system and ease anxiety. When we breathe deeply into our belly instead of shallowly and just into our chests, it signals our sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight, that it does not need to activate. That we're in rest and digest mode. We can relax because we can afford these deep belly breaths. Return to a normal breath. Scan the body once more from head to toe. Just see if anything feels different. Cool. And we're going to inhale and bring the arms up overhead, biceps to ears, just waking up the shoulders a little bit. Exhale, bring them back down. Cool. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Good. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to splay out into a T. Bring the arms down into a T. Cool. We're going to do an early little supine twist. So go ahead and draw the knees into the chest. And then allow the knees to fall off to either side of the body. Don't worry, we'll come back to this at the end of class too. Maybe we'll even be a little more flexible by the end of class, a little more pliable. Maybe the twist will be easier. 3 deep breaths here in this nice relaxed twist. Breathing deep into the belly, exhaling, pressing the spine to the belly button. 1 more. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest and then drop them off to the opposite side. Same thing. 3 nice deep breaths here. Really pay attention to how the body feels in this twist so that when we return to it at the end of class, you can really examine and see if anything feels different after practicing some self-care. Last deep breath here. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest. We're going to bring the hands to the knees and we're going to draw circles on the ceiling with the knees. This should feel really nice on the low back. Relaxing the spine. 1 more this direction. Switch directions. Ta-da! Really nice. Palm the face down on the ground and extend the legs if you feel comfortable doing so. You don't have to lock out the knee. We're just going to shake them, wake up the legs a little bit. Good. Come to stillness and roll the ankles in circles one direction. Take the ankle rolls in. Point and flex through the feet. Make a nice loose little fist with both hands. And we're going to just kind of tap out the back of our legs a little bit. Stimulating the body. Wake up, body. Should feel like a nice little massage. Cool. And then bring the soles of the feet to the ground. And we're going to roll over to our side and push ourselves up to a seat. I like to sit up on a pillow or a blanket. Ooh, I got some big hair today. I got a big old bun. That's cool. All right. I like to sit up on a pillow or a blanket so that my hips are higher than my knees. We are going to be seated for a hot minute today. So make sure that you're nice and comfy, really nice and comfortable in your seat. Some people like to sit up on their knees. That's cool. You can do that if you want. Put a blanket behind your kneecaps to like in here in the little crease in your knees. That kind of helps make it nice and comfy. You can sit up in a chair, whatever works for you. Just come to a nice, comfortable seat. Cool. We're going to start with some lovely little neck rolls. So chin in the chest. Your hands can relax down, face down on the thighs or the knees. Excuse me. We're just going to start to roll out the neck from side to side, ear to shoulder, chin into chest, opposite ear to shoulder. I'm consciously sitting up nice and tall. My heart space is nice and open. Ooh, I am forgetting to breathe as I roll my neck, so make sure you're not forgetting to breathe also. Deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Cool. Whichever side you're on, freeze. Okay? Bring the opposite hand up to the opposite ear and start to gently draw the ear towards the shoulder. Remember to keep the shoulder down. You don't want to be hugging your shoulder direct to your ear. You want to be actively pressing down on the shoulder that is working. And you might even actually actively want to press down on the shoulder that's stretching as well. This can increase the stretch. Sometimes it feels good to take your arm out to the floor or here. Play around with it. When you find a sticky spot, hang out there. And then inhale really deeply. See if you can send the inhale to the tension in the muscle. And on the exhale, can you let go of that tension that's no longer serving you? 2 more deep breaths. Closing the eyes if it feels right. Exhale, let go of the hands, and we're going to roll the chin into the center of the chest and then over to the opposite side. Bring those fingertips up to the opposite ear to help draw the ear closer to the shoulder, remembering to actively press the shoulder away from the ear so that you have some space here. Breathing deeply, and then maybe using the free arm to press down on the stretching shoulder to increase the stretch, or maybe outstretching it to the ground or out in the air till you find that good sticky spot. And then we're taking 3 deep inhales and exhales. Trying to release the tension on the exhale. Last exhale, release everything. Drop the chin into the chest. And roll that chin back up parallel to the ground. Cool. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, press them down. I like to get my palms involved in this sometimes. As we inhale, put the palms face up towards the sky. Really actively push the whole shoulder girdle up towards the ears. And then exhale, I like to think of pressing down with my palms to really press the whole shoulder girdle into the floor. 3 more like this. Inhale, exhale. Opposite direction. Switch those shoulder rolls up. Cool. Shake it out. Great. We're going to do a little bit of face massage work now. So I'm going to come in closer to you so that you can see what we're up to. I'm going to also take my glasses off. If you have glasses, I recommend doing the same. We're going to start with our thumbs right here. press 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my internet is unstable. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me and I'm not frozen. We're going to take the thumbs and we're going to start drawing them along the eyebrows. Okay? I'm actually applying quite a bit of pressure as I take my thumbs and I trace. It's also kind of like the top of my eye socket where that bone is right along the eyebrows. You keep doing that. I'm just going to check and make sure that I still have a connection here with Facebook. Okay, great. I think we're in business. Cool. Now we're going to, one more, last one, bring those thumbs along the eyebrows. Cool. And we're going to turn this into a 2-finger temple massage. Ooh, very nice. Making small little circles, applying the amount of pressure that feels right for you today. And we're going to take those little circles in the opposite direction. Remembering to breathe deeply. Good. Now we're going to take all 4 fingers and tap along the cheekbones, the bridge of the nose. Stimulate the face. This should bring some blood flow into the cheek. Should feel really nice. And we're going to take it to the jaw, to where the bottom jaw connects to the top jaw. And massage that out a little bit in some little circles. Send yourself some love. Close your eyes. Say something really kind to yourself. Or just say thanks, self. Appreciate yourself for taking this time out of your day for some self-care. Good. Now we're going to use the base of the palms. And we're going to start right where the jaws connect, the top jaw to the bottom jaw. And we're just going to run the heel of our hand in between the teeth, in between the jaw. My microphone's getting in the way, but like so. And really allow the jaw to be lax. Really allow the hands to push the jaw open and to just kind of get in there. This should feel really good, especially if you clench if you're a teeth clencher like I am. When I get stressed out, I just clench my teeth, and then all the muscles in the neck get sore and the top of the shoulders. So we're going to try to work some of that tension out. Really nice. Cool. And bring your fingers to the tops of your shoulders. Yep. And give yourself a nice the tops of our shoulders. Good. We're going to work with that Union Valley acupressure point too, which is right where the thumb and the index finger connect. So if you put your hand like so, right, you can find it. It's like right where the little crease ends. That's a really good way to find it. You can put your pointer finger there and then put your thumb at the same spot on the palm of the hand and start to squeeze and massage in little circles. This pressure point's really good for headaches. It's really good for anxiety. So in order for it to be fully effective, we would do it for 3 to 4 minutes, applying a fair amount of pressure. You should do whatever feels right for your personal threshold today. We're not going to do it for 3 or 4 minutes together, but just so that you have it for your toolkit. This is what I'm trying to say. If you feel stressed or tense or you have a headache, take 3 or 4 minutes to just kind of massage and rub this out. Yeah. Good. We're going to switch to the other hand. So remember, the little trick is to follow this crease. Put your pointer finger there, and then your thumb goes on the same spot. Oh, yeah, I feel this side. Whoa. All right. Go ahead and apply a fair amount of pressure, as much as you feel comfortable with, and make little circles, kind of rub back and forth. Union Valley pressure point. Excellent. So if you're sitting cross-legged like I am, your legs are probably getting a little anxious, a little cranky. So go ahead and stretch the legs out in front of you. Good. And if you're seated in a chair, you can do this with us too. We're just going to inhale, bring the hands up overhead. And then we're going to exhale to hinge forward from the hips. So I want you to make sure that, as you can see when I turn sideways, see how I'm hinging forward from the hips? I'm not just collapsing. Make sure that we're doing that. Keep the knees nice and soft here. We're trying to release the low back in a seated, really gentle forward fold. Take 3 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Cool. We're going to move to our hands and knees. So I recommend putting a blanket underneath your knees. If you have sensitive knees, that's going to help you out. Okay. And we're coming to all fours. Take a moment to really spread each finger out on the mat. We just spent a little bit of time paying attention to that pressure point in our hands. So see if you can take a moment to just kind of really stretch out the hand against the mat. Maybe it feels good to kind of pull the palm and just stretch against the fingers. We don't give our hands enough attention, and they do a lot for us, right? Especially with phones and computers and things. So take a moment now to really experience your shins and the tops of your feet pressing into the floor. Maybe it even feels good to draw the belly button to the spine and lift the knees up off the floor gently, just to really feel that connection. Okay? We're going to start by drawing circles around our wrists. So my hips are kind of circling back towards my heels and then coming forward. But what I'm really doing is kind of warming up my wrists and giving my wrists some love as I make these circles. Good. Take it in the opposite direction. Remembering to breathe. I am not remembering to breathe today. Silly Tara. All right, come to stillness. And we're going to turn our fingertips back towards our knees so that you should get a really nice stretch through the inside of the front of the wrist here. And if this is not enough for you, you can start to draw the hips back towards the heels any amount, and that'll increase the stretch. I'm good here today. Do whatever your body is telling you. Make sure you're listening to it. Good. Exhale and flip the palms back. We're going to inhale, drop the belly, draw the shoulder blades together. Try to pull the backs of the hips towards the backs of the shoulders. The nose is going to look up towards the sky for a cow. Exhale, the belly button snaps into the spine as we press to the tops of the feet and the hands to really curve our cat spine. Continue like so. Inhale to cow. Exhale the cat. Yes. 2 more. And add any organic movements now that might feel good in your cat and cows. Maybe you find a sticky spot and you want to work it out. Take about 30 seconds here to just play around with your cat cows, or if the traditional cat cows feel good for you, keep on doing that. Good. We're going to find stillness, bring our big toes to touch, take our knees as wide as the mat, and we're going to press back through the palms, drawing our heels, our hips to our heels, and bringing our forehead to the ground for our first nourishing child's pose. If you haven't taken time yet to thank yourself for being here and practicing yet today, now is the time. Go ahead and roll that forehead back and forth, giving the third eye center a nice little massage. And we will slowly come back up to all fours. We're going to thread the needle. So we're in all fours. Pardon me. I had to make a quick little rest stop there. So inhale, we're going to draw the right fingertips along the left arm and across the chest like we're drawing a bow and arrow, and then those right fingertips are going to reach all the way up to the ceiling. Take an inhale and an exhale here. Yes, and then draw those right fingertips underneath the left armpit and extend. Really try to walk those fingers out. My right shoulder is coming to the ground, so is my right ear. Maybe this is good for you. Maybe you're happy here. Maybe you want to get a left side body stretch in too. And if that's the case, then you can walk those left fingers up overhead. So my left bicep is along the side of my ear. And I'm actively pressing into my left palm to increase the stretch that I'm feeling here. We're going to take 3 real deep breaths. Filling up the belly. Exhaling, pressing the belly button to the spine. 2 more. Last deep breath. If the left hand is extended, go ahead and replace it by the face. We're going to press into that left palm to lift the torso up and extend those right fingertips all the way back up to the sky. And then exhale, place it down. All right, we go into the other side. So bring the left fingertips along the right arm and across the chest. We're drawing a bow and arrow. Really exaggerate this movement. And we're going to take a nice deep breath here in this really open twist. Exhale, we're going to close the twist now by bringing those left fingertips underneath that right armpit, walking them long down on the ground so that our left shoulder and our left ear come to the floor. Maybe we're walking the right fingertips out up overhead, pressing that right palm into the ground, right bicep to the ear to add a nice little right side body stretch. 3 deep breaths. Good. Last one. Really deep breath, the deepest breath yet. Exhale. If the right hand is extended, replace it by the face so that we can press into the right hand to lift the torso and swing those left fingertips back up to the sky. Really stretch. And then exhale. Bring the palm back down to the floor. Take your right hip and try to bring it towards your right shoulder and then look back over your right shoulder towards your right hip. So you should be feeling a really good stretch through the left side. The left side should be really open as we're kind of looking over our right shoulder, trying to connect our right shoulder to our right hip. Exhale, take over to the left. So now I'm trying to connect my left shoulder to my left hip, and I'm looking back over my left shoulder, getting that stretch on the opposite side, the right side of the body. Cool. And now let's kind of make this a dynamic movement. So we'll look right and we'll look left. 2 more. We're going to look to the right. Good. To the left. Last one. Good. Tuck the toes under. Sit back on the heels. Just for a quick second, this is intense toe stretch. You should be getting a nice foot stretch. If this is too intense for you, you can skip it. But sometimes it feels really good to stretch into our feet a little bit. Yeah. And we're going to come up to standing. So if you don't like this and you don't want to do it, I will meet you standing up. Cool. And if you are doing intense toe stretch, it's time to stand up anyway. Here we go. Get rid of your blanket if you want. Cool. And we're going to come to stand. We're going to take a moment to establish our stance, our mountain pose, or Tadasana, as it's called. So I want you to stand with your feet hip width distance apart. If you're not sure how far that is, you can take two fists and place them in between the arches of the feet, and that is approximately hip width distance. Okay, good. Now, feel all four corners of the feet into the ground. What do I mean by that? The inside of the big toe mound and the outside of the pinky mound, and then the back corners of both heels. Really press into the ground so that your legs are activated, right? I don't know if you can see on the computer, but my kneecaps just kind of pulled up because my legs are really activated. I'm thinking about pressing into the outside edges of my feet, and that's activating my glutes too. I'm kind of pushing just very gently. I'm pushing my pelvis forward a little bit just to make sure that I'm in one good line. My belly is zipped up. Rib cage is knit. I'm trying to close my rib cage together while my shoulder blades are reaching together just a tiny bit to keep the chest open, right? It's a lot of opposition. And who knew that just standing here could be so active, right? But really challenge yourself here in this mountain pose to zip up, draw everything into the midline. Really engage the legs, and the fingers are reaching towards the ground. The shoulders are reaching, pressing down towards the ground. Chest is staying nice and open. Chin is parallel to the ground. Good. Bend into the knees. Inhale, draw the hands up overhead. Exhale, we're going to draw the belly button to the spine. Allow the knees to not lock out. Allow them to bend just a little bit. And we're going to come into our first forward fold. Oh, yummy. If you feel unstable here, you're more than welcome to place something underneath your hands, maybe a chair. Maybe you use the couch or a yoga block if you have one. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here in whatever version of this forward fold feels good for your body today. Remember, today's goal for this class is self-care. So really nourish yourself. Be loving with yourself. The way we talk to ourselves in our own heads makes a huge difference, especially if we're unkind in the way we treat ourselves. Then chances are that's going to bleed out into the rest of our lives, and we'll be unkind elsewhere. So it really begins with you. So practicing some really kind things to yourself here. And we're going to roll up now on our next exhale. Really slowly. I like to shake out my arms. Blah, blah, blah. Feels good. Cool, we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, bend through the knees. Reach up. Exhale, swan dive it down. Gentle, soft knees, belly button to spine to support, releasing that low back. Good. This time, maybe you grab opposite elbows if you feel stable. Maybe you swing back and forth. Maybe you feel better staying still. That's fine. Shake your head yes and shake your head no to make sure that you're not holding any tension in your neck as you hang here. 3 more deep breaths. Next exhale rolls us back up to standing. We're going to do it one last time. Inhale, the fingertips come up overhead. Exhale, swan dive it down. We're coming into a nice gentle forward fold. This time, I'm going to clasp my hands, and I'm going to bring that clasp to the nape of my neck and give it a really nice neck and shoulder stretch in here. And I actually can really feel this all the way through my spine, kind of increasing the whole stretch. If this doesn't feel good for you, that's fine. Just hang out in your forward fold. Wherever you are, 3 deep breaths. You know your body. So do not push it further than it's willing to go. Taking the time to stretch and nourish the body and be gentle like this really helps the body become more pliable. So if you are doing, if you're a runner, you're doing any kind of intense exercise, you'll be less likely to injure yourself if you take time for nice gentle stretching and yoga like this. Exhale's going to roll us back up to standing. And we're going to bring our arms out into a T, okay? And then we're going to press our feet into the ground. See, I activated my legs again, belly button to spine, and we're going to twist to the right. So my right fingertips are reaching behind me now, and my left fingertips are reaching towards you. And I'm really trying to stretch myself from fingertip to fingertip while I'm introducing this nice twist from my belly button, and my legs and my feet are activated and pressing into the ground. 3 deep breaths here. Final breath. Exhale, bend through the knees. We're going to swing both arms up, and then we're going to bend through the knees and swing on over to the other side, okay? So my right fingertips are shooting out towards you now, and my left are towards the back wall. I'm trying to kind of squeeze my shoulder blades together so that my chest remains open. I'm activating my legs and twisting from my abdomen. 3 deep breaths. I'm also looking back over my left shoulder. I'm staring at my left thumb to bring the twist all the way up into my neck. Last deep breath here. And then on the exhale, same thing. We're going to drop everything, come through the center, and inhale up, swing it down. Yep, it should feel really nice. And then we're going to just start swinging it from side to side, really loosening everything up. My feet are staying still. I'm just letting my arms be really free. There's no muscle tone in my arms right now. I am just twisting my torso and allowing the arms to go along for the ride. Good. Now we're going to come into a standing twist. So if sometimes it feels really good to, if your hands don't reach the ground when you forward fold, that's totally cool. Let's just bring a chair or something under the hands to support us. So we're going to stand with our feet hip width distance apart, okay? And we're going to bend gently into the left knee, leaving the right leg straight. Our left hand is going to come to the chair or whatever surface we have in front of us. Maybe it's the ground, maybe you're really bendy. And then as we inhale, we're going to twist the right fingertips up towards the sky. So there's a straight line from my right heel all the way up to my right fingertips, and my left knee is bent to help support this stretch. 3 deep breaths. I'm feeling this too in my outer right hip. Feels really nice. Final exhale brings everything into a forward fold. And now we're going to switch over. So the right knee will be nice and soft and gentle, and the left leg will remain straight, but it's not locked out. My right palm comes to meet the ground. It comes to meet my chair. It comes to meet whatever is supporting me. And I inhale my left fingertips up towards the sky. Whoops. 3 deep breaths here in this twist. Good. Final exhale, meet you back in that forward fold. Good. Pulling the belly button to the spine. We're going to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Very nice. Roll out the shoulders when you get to the top. And the other direction. Good. And let's see, how much time do we have? Excellent. We are going to come back to a seat briefly before we lay down. Okay, and I'm going to bring that blanket of mine back underneath my hips to sit on. It's up to you. We're going to be doing a fold and a twist before we go to our back. So if your hips are a little tight, I recommend sitting up on something. Okay. So sitting down, we're going to come to Baddha Konasana, which is the soles of our feet touching one another, like so. Okay, and move to the edge of your blanket or pillow if you're sitting up on something. So I'm having a hard time with this camera today. All right, here we go. Soles of my feet are together, and my heels can be really tight into my pelvis. If you want, my knees are cranky today. They're like, no. So I'm going to go ahead and make more of like a diamond shape with my legs, whatever works for you here. Cool. We're going to take our hands, the fingertips facing away from you, and place them behind the hips, and then really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe you even let the neck drop backwards for a nice little easy baby back bend here. Whew. Back bends make me panic. So it's very important for me to breathe deeply through back bends. So if you have the same thing, just making sure that you're breathing through it and being gentle and kind to yourself. Exhale, we'll come back to seated. I'm going to walk my fingertips back up so that I'm sitting. And then I'm going to inhale my fingertips overhead. I'm going to exhale to hinge forward from the hips like we did with that straight-legged forward fold earlier in class today. So see, hinging from my hips. And then when I can't hinge any further, you can allow the head to drop. Maybe the spine will curve and the head can relax. 5 deep breaths here in this shape. Feel free to make yourself comfortable. If you want to grab a pillow to relax on while we sit here and breathe, go for it. Final breath. Deepest breath. Maybe this inhale is so big you can actually feel your belly pressing against your legs or the ground or the hips. Exhale, belly button to spine, and we'll come up, back up to seated. Cool. Take your right heel by your left glutes, and we're going to cross the left leg over the right knee. Coming into like a half lord of the fishes kind of thing. If this is too intense for your legs, extend that right leg. Yeah. Okay. So you're either like this, boom, or you're like this. And it really doesn't matter what side we're on. But for me, my left leg is crossed up over, which means I'm going to take my opposite arm of the knee that's bent and up. It's my right arm. And then I'm going to either hug the knee so that I'm introducing a nice gentle twist, or I can use the elbow outside of the knee to kind of help my twist be a little bit deeper. But I want the twist to make sure that it's orienting from the belly button, from the abdomen, right? You can use the hand that is behind you, my left hand, to help prop yourself up. Yeah. I tend to like flare my ribs when I do this. Make sure that your spine is nice and straight, belly button to spine, rib cage knitted in together. Yeah. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Maybe the nose turns to over that left shoulder towards the back of the room. Twists are really good for detoxifying the internal organs. The deeper you breathe here, the more benefits you'll get. Even though it's a little bit awkward to take deep breaths in a twist, you want to breathe as deeply as you possibly can. Exhale, unravel. We're going to take it over to the other side. So bring both legs out in front of you, shake them out. Good. Now, you can leave your left leg extended, or you can follow me and bring it, the heel towards the glute. This time, the right foot is going to stomp over to the outside of the left knee. Yep, so again, we're here or we're here. You know where we're going. So we're going to bring the left arm up by the ear this time. Good. And we're either going to hug the knee or we're going to use the elbow on the outside of the knee to get a nice deep twist. The right hand is acting like a secondary spine, supporting behind the sacrum where the pelvis meets the spine. Maybe the nose is even looking over the right shoulder. We're trying to keep the chest open while keeping the rib cage knit. This yin and yang, the idea, you know, opposites. It's really good. It's good for you to try to like work in opposition. It helps work out some emotions that might be trapped. as well. Again, 3 deep breaths here, and really challenging yourself for the deepest inhale possible so that you can get the most benefits of squeezing and raising the organ. Right? When we breathe deeply and the organs kind of can take up more space and relax. Upset. Work on that belly hang, all right? Really allow the space. Exhale, we're going to twist back through the front. Cool. Bring those legs out in front of you one last time. Shake them out. Good. And you can leave. No, I lied. We're going to go to our backs. Sorry about that. I'm a little indecisive today. Let's meet on laying back on our backs the way we began class. Yay. So come to lie on your back. Soles of the feet on the ground so that the knees are bent. I like so. Cool. We're going to start by putting our palms face down on the ground, taking our right foot up towards the ceiling, just the right foot. Yep. And we're going to grab the leg, not the knee. You can grab the thigh, you can grab the calf, wherever feels good for you. If you have a yoga strap and you want to loop that around the foot instead, or a towel, you're welcome to do that. And we're just going to gently start to draw the right leg towards the face. Getting a nice stretch here. The softer the knee, the more it's going to be about releasing the hip and the low back. The straighter the knee, the more it's going to be about the hamstring. So you choose. Choose your own adventure. Remember those books? Those were the best. Now you get to choose your own yoga adventure. Is this stretch about your hamstring, or is it more about the glutes and the low back and the hips? 3 deep breaths here. Good. Now on your next exhale, we're gonna move the leg out towards the armpit. So like I'm trying to draw my knee in towards my armpit. If it doesn't feel good for you to have the leg extended while you do this, you can bend the knee and draw the knee into the armpit like a half of a happy baby. Maybe you even grab the outside edge of the foot. Whatever works for your body here. I want to get a deeper stretch, so I'm going to leave my leg extended, but I kind of am pulling it out to the side, almost like I'm in a V-sit or trying to do turnout like a ballet dancer. 3 deep breaths here. Putting my left hand on my left hip also helps me to anchor it, so you might want to give that a shot too. Last deep, deep inhale here. Feeling that belly press into that right thigh. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the leg back up and into the center, regardless of where you were, happy baby or just holding the leg out. Cool. And then we're going to slowly, very slowly and gently lower it back down to the ground, bringing the right sole of the foot to meet the left sole of the foot. Good. Take a moment here to just see if the right side feels any different from the left side of the body. It does for me. Next, inhale, we're going to draw that left leg up. And again, don't grab the knee, grab the thigh or the calf and start to gently draw the left leg towards the face as much or as little as serves you today. Remember, a soft knee is going to make this more about the low back, hips, glutes, and a straighter knee is going to make this more about stretching the leg itself. Choose your own adventure. And choose your own intensity, how close you want to try to draw that leg into the face. 3 deep breaths here. Good. And we're going to bring it out to the side, trying to reach that knee towards that left armpit. And again, if this doesn't feel good for you with the straight leg or the soft knee, go ahead and bend the knee. Bring it, you can squeeze it like so, or bring it into like a half happy baby, trying to bring that knee into that armpit, whatever is serving you today. 3 deep breaths. Good. Final exhale draws the leg back in and up. Yep. And again, palms to the ground. Really slowly and gently bring the leg back down so that the soles of the feet are both on the ground once more. We're coming into reclined pigeon, so we're going to cross the right ankle overneath. I created a word. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, creating a figure four shape, and then drawing that figure four shape towards the face. Maybe allowing gravity to do the work with the arms out in a T, or maybe threading the hands behind the left thigh, using the right elbow to press the right knee away from the face to increase the stretch. 30 seconds here. Closing the eyes if you feel comfortable, and focusing the attention on the breath. Seeing if you can allow thoughts to pass by without judgment. Only the hardest thing, but you can do it. Greet any thoughts pleasantly with a smile and allow them to pass by, just like you're walking by your neighbor on the street. Good. One more deep breath, the deepest breath you've taken in this shape so far. Exhale, let everything drop, and we're coming to the other side. Left ankle crosses over the right knee. We start to draw the figure four shape towards the face, either allowing gravity to do the work or threading the hands behind the right thigh, utilizing the left elbow to increase the stretch, pressing out on the left thigh. 30 meditative seconds here. Breathing deeply. Meditation is a hard concept, and it's even harder to practice. But fun fact is that when our minds are active at all, it reflects in our bodies. Whatever thought we have is causing some sort of physical reaction in our body. So to truly rest our bodies, our minds need to be at ease as well. So try not to think about what you have to do today or this weekend. Right now, all you have to do is be here and be present with your breath. Last deep, 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 deepest inhale. Exhale. We're going to drop the soles of the feet mat width distance apart or a little bit wider than the mat. We're going to knock the knees together for a few seconds of constructive rest. After this constructive rest, we're going to go back into those supine twists. Remember, we did them almost first thing after our breath exercises today. So as we go into those supine twists, I want you to just see, really take a moment to see how the body feels. And if the twist feels any differently than it did about an hour ago, it might not, and that's okay too. So we're going to walk the feet back in together and then draw the knees into the chest, the arms splay out into a T, and then we allow the knees to drop off to either side of the body. Trying to keep the shoulders connected to the floor. Keep the feet stacked on top of one another, the knees stacked on top of one another. You want to try to have a straight line from your hip to your knee here, like you're seated in a chair. 30 meditative seconds here. Maybe you turn your nose away from your knees, bringing the twist all the way up into the neck. Focusing this time on the body, noticing if anything feels different from the beginning of class. Maybe you're a little more pliable, a little more flexible. Maybe you're a little more relaxed. Maybe it's a little bit easier to let your thoughts go because you've been concentrating on self-care and moving and marrying breath with movement. Inhale to draw the knees into the center, and exhale to drop them off to the opposite side. Trying again to keep the shoulders on the ground if possible. Maybe you need a pillow under your knees or in between your knees. That's great. Whatever makes you feel nourished and comfortable here. My knees are in line with my hips as if I'm seated in the chair. My knees and feet are stacked on one another. 30 seconds. Deep breaths. Greeting your thoughts like a friendly neighbor, and exhaling, letting them go, letting them pass by. If your mind is really active today and you're really struggling to let go of your thoughts, maybe it will help to attach a mantra to the breath. For example, thinking of the word let on your inhale and go on your exhale. Let, go. Good. Inhaling, drawing the knee to the chest one last time. Wrapping the arms around the knees. Maybe you're good here. Maybe you want to really bring your forehead up to your knees and give yourself a really nice, big, juicy hug. Thanking yourself for taking this time, as I thank you for taking this time. And then exhaling, splaying out into Shavasana or final resting pose. Maybe it feels good to put the pillow under your knees. Maybe it feels good to take Shavasana in that constructive rest pose with your feet wide and your knees knocked. Make yourself really comfortable. Take about 15 seconds to really set yourself up for a super nourishing, restful Shavasana or final resting pose today. Gently close the eyes. Allow the breath to be natural. Don't force it to do anything. Don't force the body to do anything. Allow everything to melt like lava. I love to visualize my muscles slowly melting and turning into hot liquid lava. It helps me release any tension I may be holding on to. We're going to relax all the muscles in the feet and the ankles, calves, shins, knees, quads, hamstrings, glutes, and hips all melt into the earth, releasing any tension that no longer serves these muscles, no longer serves the hips, the lower half of the body, letting it all sink back into the ground from whence it came. Releasing the low back into the earth, allowing the belly space, the internal organs relax and release. There's nothing for them to grab onto. All they need to do right now is take up more space, release, and let go. The rib cage relaxes and opens. The shoulders are not tense. We release all tension and any muscle gripping from our fingers, palms, wrists, forearms. elbows, biceps, triceps, shoulders, shoulder blades, middle back and upper back, all melting into the earth. The neck is relaxed. The jaw is not clenched. The tongue floats in the middle of the mouth, not glued to the roof of the mouth. The teeth are not clenched. There's no expression on the face. The eyebrows are relaxed, not furrowed. There's no wrinkles in the forehead. Even the scalp is letting go and relaxing, melting into the earth. I leave you here now in silence to rest for a minute and truly absorb the benefits of the gentle yoga for all bodies self-care that we just indulged in together. Enjoy your rest. Start to deepen the inhale and exhale. Inhaling so deep that it starts to stir the fingers and toes, or maybe wrists or ankles. The next inhale brings your fingertips up overhead, biceps by ears, stretching long on your back from fingertips to toes. And on the exhale, the knees draw into the chest and we roll over onto either side into the fetal position, resting the head on the upper arm. Remembering that we all come into the world the same way. When you feel ready, push yourself up into a gentle seat, cross-legged. Palms can rest gently on the thighs. Closing the eyes if you feel comfortable. Scanning the body once more from head to toe. Acknowledging anything that may feel different or may feel the same from an hour ago. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Bow the chin into the chest. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice self-care with me and with each other today. Thank you for sharing your love with these beautiful charities that we partner with each month. Bring the palms to touch at the heart center. Nestle those thumbs into the little notch in the sternum. Thank yourself once more as you draw the thumbs to the third eye center and bow down to the ground. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Gentle Yoga for All Bodies with Prosperous Yoga. That's me. I'm Tara, if we haven't met. Tara with the big hair today. And this is a donation-based class. Always join us if you can't donate. We want to have you. We're building a community here for self-care. All donations today will go to Trans Lifeline. If you feel more comfortable donating directly to the charity, their website is up on the screen right now, or you can Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal me. At the end of the month, I will let you know how much we've raised for the charity. Last month, we raised $185 for the Jeremiah program here in Brooklyn. So far this month, we've got about $60 for Trans Lifeline, and I will keep you updated on how much we're able to donate as a community to the charity. Thanks again for practicing with me. And this will be posted on the Prosperous Yoga YouTube page if you would like to come back to it at any time. Thank you and enjoy your weekend. Thank you and enjoy your weekend.